growing up, I struggled in school. I actually had a learning disability, and so it held me back. I was not successful like my peers, and I was like one of the, and then again in high school, I learned that actually I was smart in other areas, math and, history and like stuff I was into. But like when it came to reading, I was low, I was like at in middle school, third grade level. I was always back. I would go, sometimes they actually every year they would take me to like for a period, resources. There's a resource center, and that's where, I'd have an IEP as far as like, how are you accommodating Michael so he can get through school? And so they would work with me there. And so, I used to pray at night, like, please don't have them call on me to read, because I was so embarrassed. I was such a horrible reader. I don't want people to find out. They're going to say, oh, he can't even read, And so, my schooling, I was unsuccessful and feeling unsuccessful at school. I hated school. And the way I became successful at school was I would misbehave, be class clown, and that's how I became successful. And that's, that's when I liked school. People like me. So
because you were having fun, basically, right?
Yeah, because I was having fun, stressing the teacher out. So, and then that's actually how I think I'm such a good organizer, because I would get the class like 11 o'clock. Okay, everybody's going to just grab their books and throw it on the ground. And so 11 o'clock would come around, and everybody would slam their books on the ground like boom, 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 boom,
The teacher's like, what's
and stress
going on?
out the teacher. So I used to stress out the teachers. But I remember this, though, that after all the stress they give me, they still take the time. Come on, Michael, let me help you get past this. They still take the time, because every behavior is a attention-seeking behavior or sign of communication. So they picked up on that. That's what a good teacher will see, that every behavior is some kind of attention-seeking behavior, and so they knew okay, he has a learning disability. This is why he misbehaves.
So you kind of adapted. You found a way to survive, basically, and that worked for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so how did that lead you into? Because it's funny, because you said you went from hating school to now being heavily involved in the education system.
Right.
So how did that transition happen?
Okay, so after 3 years, I had to start on the very bottom, basic math, basic English, but at Chabot.
Yeah, it takes. I give you a lot of credit, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I had to go back, like, man. And I really regret, though, like not. I was a really passive learner when it came to school in middle school, high school. Like I just give up. Like, oh, it's too hard. Let me just keep guessing here. Yeah. Had I just been persistent at that, like I wouldn't have to relearn everything that I learned in college. Like that. Yeah. Like, man, those basic skills would have totally helped me out. Their phonemic awareness, just the syntax and all that when it came to like writing and reading. But luckily in college, like college is way better than high school, because you can pick what classes you're into. So I got into a lot of Chicano studies, classes I was into, social justice, writing about stuff that I was really into. And actually it was a book that I read was, it was in my English class called Savage Inequalities by Jonathan Kozol. And it was just a bit about how schools are segregated. They're still, underserving students of color, and, the mistreatment. And so when I read that, and I said, this is what I want to do. I knew exactly what I want to do the rest of my life.
So it was that book.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
And then it also did help that my sister like went into teaching.
Okay.
She was a teacher,
Yeah.
and so I had a big sister. She was doing her thing. So